Get amongst it. Let's go.
Welcome, everybody, to the second episode of Football Discuss. We are here. We are back. The Euros are in full swing, and we have some transfer news to discuss.
Yeah, man.
We're going to start off with transfer news.
Yeah.
First of all, Sergio Ramos. That's the big one that's going around right now.
Ooh.
He has been confirmed to leave Real Madrid, and the question is that's on everyone's mind is where is he going?
Where's he going?
Where do you think he is going, Almog? Let's get your thoughts on this one.
Look, I think Ramos being Ramos, it's gonna take some cash to bring him in.
Who has the dosh?
Look, I think Man City's got dosh, PSG's got dosh, Chelsea look like they're willing to spend.
PSG.
I just said PSG.
You did say PSG.
I just said that. Yeah. Man United could be spenny. Imagine Man United bring him and Varane in at once.
A back partner. Could you imagine a back partnership of Sergio Ramos and Harry Maguire in defense? Imagine that. I can't really imagine that. I don't want to imagine that because that's kind of sad.
I'm just thinking of the little Maguire Rashford confrontation. Remember that where they were yelling at each other.
Exactly.
I'm just thinking Ramos is gonna take
have
nothing.
No shit. He's going to.
Maguire's gonna yell, "Hey, Serge, yeah.
Hey, puta!"
No, Ramos gonna look at him like, wait, what's this guy want again? Like,
he's going to rip the armband off his fucking arm.
He's going to rip it off with his teeth.
Exactly. That's off topic, but...
Off topic, completely.
I do think, yes, it's going to take him a lot. It's going to take a lot of money to actually get him. And
definitely.
These days, obviously a lot of clubs have been hit with COVID, been really badly affected by COVID, so there's not a lot of clubs who's willing to pay such high wages.
No, not at all.
And even though Sergio Ramos is old, but he's still a fucking class player, so he's still going to take a lot of money especially when you get him on a free transfer. That's going to be some incentive for him to be like, hey, you're going to pay me more money, you're getting me for free at the end of the day.
Yeah, look, Sergio Ramos on a free, I don't think there's a club in the world bar Barcelona that wouldn't take Sergio Ramos on a free. The knowledge, the experience that he brings, obviously the technical class. It's a centre back with 100 goals.
Exactly.
He's
won everything there is.
Yeah, he's won everything there is to win. He's built different, not the same. But yeah, I think the way he's left Real Madrid is sad. Even as a Barcelona fan, you look at the way that he's left, and it's a bit sad because it feels like Madrid's kind of... He's obviously, he was there when the Galactico era started. He was there for the Ronaldo era. He's still, he's still there.
Yeah.
The guy's given blood, sweat and tears for the club.
Exactly.
And I feel like he said in his press conference that even with the pay cut, he accepted the lower offer.
Yeah.
And they still, they
pulled the plug on the deal. Yeah,
pulled the plug, ripped the paper. I think Real Madrid are trying to save money to bring in someone huge like an Mbappe or a Haaland or someone of that kind of caliber.
I can see that, but it does really annoy me because it's just a typical Real Madrid thing to do. Is just to shit on their legends and just to just leave someone out in the dust for someone who's given so much to your club. They've done it with Navas as well. They just do it with a lot of players, and it's funny because we talk about PSG being a potential place for Ramos. They're just literally trying to take all of Real Madrid's Champions League winners, hoping they can win the Champions League there. They got Di Maria, they got Navas, they want Ramos now.
PSG is by far the most annoying entity in a transfer market.
I don't know.
I don't know how they just managed to piss everyone off.
I don't know how they haven't managed to win a Champions League yet. That's the most important thing.
It's proof that you need a little bit more than money to win a Champions League. You do need some... They got close. They made it to the final.
Yeah, the final. Close, but no cigar.
I think, look, if they retain all their players this summer, I think potentially, and, injuries go their way and that sort of thing, I think potentially that they could definitely be a force in next season's Champions League. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we did talk about we've got it written down here. Donnarumma and Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum, I believe, has been already confirmed. Donnarumma is pretty much more good as confirmed.
Donnarumma on a free is one of those ones that you look at and go, that can't be right. Like, how have AC Milan just let him go?
Yeah, is the first choice keeper. The keeper's been with them since
first choice keeper
for years.
Young guy.
Yeah,
he's
first choice for Italy.
Under the age of 25. Young guy, been around. He's world class. More importantly, the guy is class. How do you just let a player go like that?
I mean,
how can you do that?
I think it's more so just a case of he's not winning much AC Milan. He knows that he wants to win trophies. Every player wants to win trophies.
Oh, absolutely. But AC didn't re-sign him.
Yeah,
they didn't. Clearly didn't want him. I don't know if it was a case of not want or it was a case of, the finances need to be looked at. But yeah. And we've got, PSG coming in hot for Wijnaldum.
Yeah, stealing it right under Barca's nose.
Barca had, medicals booked, had it all kind of in the works, and PSG just go, you know what? Come to France, we'll pay you double. You'll do less, pay you double.
Exactly.
Come through.
Let's be real here. Who's not going to accept the extra money? Come on now.
Man,
even if they paid me $5 more, I'd still go to PSG.
Well, I'm a bit biased, but I can see what you're saying. If I'm going Man United or Man City, $5 is,
$5 is $5,
$5 every week for 52 weeks a year.
Yeah, that's up. It adds
bit
up.
of money.
But it's Donnarumma to PSG is just a transfer that I just don't understand. Just for the sheer fact that they've got Navas.
Yeah.
Navas is he is so underappreciated these days. He is one of the best.
He kept them in the Champions League.
This last season.
He kept them in.
They wouldn't have made it past Barcelona had it not been for him.
They wouldn't have made it past Barca if it wasn't for Navas.
No,
the guy's a freak. The guy's really, really good.
The guy's won three Champions Leagues in a row? He's been through it all, man.
That Real Madrid team was pretty monstrous, but he was definitely a part of it.
And it's just, I don't understand buying Donnarumma because you got two world-class keepers there and they're going to have to compete for each other. What's the point in competing?
At the end of the day, you're going to drive one of them out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just that simple. One of them's going to leave eventually. I think that'll be Navas because Donnarumma, being the younger guy, I think it'll be Navas that ultimately leaves.
Sadly, yeah.
We're talking about Real Madrid across the pond at Barcelona. Barcelona won the league. Yeah. They didn't
win the league. They didn't come close.
They came close.
It was a pretty big gap. It was a pretty big gap at the end of the season.
No,
so 9 points.
No, you're on fraud watch. It was a close title race. Watch yourself. They've made almost 4. Well,
3 signings.
The 4th was robbed. But
To be honest, I don't think you lost out on much with Wijnaldum.
No, I don't rate him, to be honest.
No.
The guy's not really produced anything magical at Liverpool for a long time.
Just those 2 goals against Barcelona. Sure you don't want to remember those?
Why would you do that? I'm not going to sleep tonight. But Aguero on a free. We all know how good Aguero is.
Of course, even at his age right now.
Aguero is nuts. Eric Garcia on a free. Eric Garcia, for those who don't know, is very good. Came from Man City. Currently in the Spain squad. Actually started out in Barcelona's academy, so knows quite a few of the guys. Grew up in the Barca system. And he's a young guy as well. And obviously, coming soon will be Memphis Depay.
Which is one of those transfers that's more or less confirmed already. Yeah,
more or less confirmed. Now,
if Fabrizio Romano says, here we go, it's confirmed.
If Romano says it, then it's confirmed. If he says, here we go, then here we go it is.
Like we said, I trust him more than anyone else in this world. Honestly, he's the man.
You
don't need to follow any other news outlet. Just follow Fabrizio Romano.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fabrizio Romano and Sky News.
So what are your thoughts on those 4 signings? Obviously, Barcelona's been going through a transitional period.
Yeah.
They've had their ups and downs.
And look, I think as much as I respect Ronald Koeman for who he is and what he's done for the club, and even how he's kind of had to pick up the pieces that Valverde and Quique Setién left, I think he's not exactly the right fit for Barcelona as a manager. So I think he's been signed for this season. I think after this season, if it's not Xavi, it'll be someone else. I know a lot of the press in Barcelona want Pep Guardiola back.
Yeah.
Whether that'll happen or not, I'm not sure.
I feel like it wouldn't.
I don't think Pep goes back.
No.
But look, I think, we've spoken about Aguero. Aguero absolutely.
Well, what can you say? You
that
can't
last game that he played in the Premier League, it looked like 25-year-old Aguero.
There's
he was
not much you
scoring,
need
he
to
was
say.
moving, he was part of it. And it's awesome. It's awesome to see that, out of him in the last stage of the season, coming back from injury.
For a player who hasn't played much throughout the season, left out the squad, left out the team for most of the season.
I think Garcia will take a few months to settle in.
Yeah,
and I don't think he'll be straight into the starting 11 week in, week out. But I'm hoping that by the end of the season, him and Araujo or him and if Longley continues to be disaster class after disaster class, I'm hoping that he kind of sees more of the bench.
Yeah.
But hopefully, Garcia settles in quick, which shouldn't be too hard because apparently we are going back to the old system, 4-3-3, real Barca stuff. Memphis Depay is the big one.
How do you feel? I was about to say, how do you feel with Memphis Depay coming in? What do you think is going to happen to the likes of Ousmane Dembele? What's going to happen to the Philippe Coutinho? They play on the wings, I believe.
Well, here's the thing. Philippe Coutinho, he's been injured for the majority of last season. Coutinho is an interesting story because it's... I don't know what it is with Coutinho and the Barcelona staff. It's just never really worked. But I'm hoping that under Koeman... Because Coutinho is class. People tend to forget Coutinho is a world-class player. Whether he's in form, out of form, Coutinho is world-class.
Yeah, as someone who's watched the Premier League for ages, especially through Coutinho's best years.
Coutinho's a living highlight reel.
When I saw him leave to Barcelona, you don't understand how happy I was. I was just as a Man United fan, I was just like,
he's a highlight reel.
One player just gone. We don't have to worry about anymore.
No, but I think Memphis Depay fits in kind of in that striker role because I think Ousmane Dembele will be sold while he's still worth quite a bit. I think he's still got great potential. Yeah. Like the guy's not reached, but I don't think he fits at Barcelona.
Yeah.
Because when you attack really slowly, you kind of need players that can pass the ball, play neat balls through, can shoot from anywhere, and he has shown signs of that. Definitely has shown signs of it,
but not on a consistent basis.
not in a way, not in the class that Depay is at. Depay, very good close quarters, very good in the box. Really quick. I think
it's got a shot on him.
I think Dembele fits more in the Premier League or in the German league, definitely, because he's blistering pace. And just that.
Did do well for Dortmund in that one season. He was
outrageous for Dortmund. Yeah, he was really good for Dortmund. But I think Memphis Depay will kind of fit more as a striker, and I think it'll be a really fun system with Messi, Aguero, Depay. If Griezmann doesn't leave as well, because I think Griezmann might get snapped up by PSG or something like that. French players always want to return to France.
Yeah.
It's it's just that easy.
No.
I think it could happen. It could work. I think
it could.
It really could.
I'd love to see it as well, just because Depay obviously. So he started at PSV. He got his big move to Man United. Didn't work out for him. Went back to France. Made a name for himself there, and so now this is his second chance. Kind of can he now properly having got a couple more years experience, actually play at the top level of football.
The guy's been really good for Lyon.
No, he has.
30 goals, 15 assists this season. That's not a small number.
No, not at all.
That's 45 direct goal involvements. He's been the captain, so he's showing leadership, he's showing growth on the ball, off the ball. So I think it can mean great things.
At the end of the day, as much shit as we give the League One, 30 goals is...
30 goals is still 30 goals.
It's a respectable number.
He's led Lyon, essentially,
exactly.
and then finished top 4. So
he did score last night as well in the Netherlands game. So he's doing well for country as well.
He's doing really well. I think that's a good segue to start talking about the Euros.
Yeah.
Now after
we've got
match day 1 and 2, how do we feel?
Yeah. So we're just gonna come out straight here. I have fucked my underdogs prediction royally. Absolutely royally. If you have not watched the first episode, we talked about who we believe is going to be the underdogs.
If you said Turkey was going to succeed,
he has news for you. Because they have been shambolic. Diabolical. Terrible. Just not what I expected Turkey to be. And it's very upsetting to me that they haven't even scored a goal. Let alone...
They suck.
Win.
They suck.
They suck.
They're bad.
I watched both games. I watched the one against Italy. And, I thought to myself, Italy look like the best team right now. 3-0 sure. Like, they're still gonna come good for me. But that Wales game was just painful to watch. Like, genuinely, they just did not show up whatsoever. And it genuinely hurt me because it's like, I genuinely thought they were going to do well. They have a very talented squad and they just looked lost on the park. Like, they just did not know what they were doing. And Wales, that was a team that, like, in their first game, was struggling against, Switzerland, yeah. Switzerland, they chalked out a 1-1 draw. They were, like, 2-0. Bale missed a penalty, so it should have been at least 3-0.
Bale...
And Ramsey, before he scored, should have scored twice.
I heard they're still looking for the ball.
They're still looking for the ball, and they can't find it.
Ramsey shanked a few and still got on the...
Exactly. It could have been 5-0. 2-0 was very lenient. I don't know if you saw... the people who watched the game would have seen. When Bale missed his penalty, obviously, so it went to a goal kick. I think keeper passed it short. The player passed it back to him, and he took so long to clear the ball that when he went and kicked it, Bale was pressing him, and it nearly went into the top bins. It came off. Like, they just got let off.
It's just shambolic.
Like, I don't understand what is going on. I hope they at least, like...
I hope they score a goal.
I hope they score a goal.
For you.
I hope they score a goal, and I hope they at least do, like, something against Switzerland.
Oh, they've just not been...
It'd be nice.
They've not been great.
No. But your underdogs...
My underdogs...
Italy...
They're not even looking like underdogs, man.
No,
Italy
they look
come
like
to play.
No, they have.
Italy are looking so good. 3-0, 3-0. Leading the tournament in goals.
Exactly.
Locatelli, mastermind. Immobile, doing things Immobile does. Insigne getting involved constantly. Man. Chiellini
was on the score sheet.
Belted one
was on the score sheet, but it did get taken away, yeah. But that midfield trio... The Jorginho's making them. The Locatelli, they all are working so well together.
Absolutely,
and it's insane. Like I obviously thought Italy. I thought the same as you. They're not getting as much attention as they should. They are gonna do well, but I just want to be different. Get the Turks involved, but
you didn't want to fit in.
Get the Turks involved.
I had to just say what was fact.
Exactly, and. Even though, we both knew they were going to do well, I don't think we think they would do this well. Like, this at 3-0, both games, not even conceding a goal. Didn't even look like they would concede a goal. Like, they just look like a rock in defense.
They've looked really, really good.
Like, they've looked really, they're going to give everyone a run for their money. They're already through to the next, to the knockout stages as well. So, I actually don't know what the setup is as who they could play. In the round of 16, because I believe it's
I'm not sure.
There's not draws or anything. Yeah.
It could still change with other results.
Yeah.
As to who's coming first and second in which group.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about England, because in my opinion, England, with all the hype, obviously they beat Croatia.
Mm-hmm.
They played well. They beat Croatia, but I wasn't taken aback by their performance at all.
No,
I wasn't either. I think they lacked some creativity. Obviously, they controlled the game in the first half. In the second half, not as much. But I think Southgate, without Grealish starting both Rice and Phillips. Phillips had a great game.
He had a very good game.
Calvin. He's got a shit hairstyle.
But he can play football. He can play football.
The guy can play.
Yeah.
His defensively, offensively, he got the assist.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was all over the place, and I just feel bad for Croatia's midfield because they were just getting chopped up.
Yeah, but that's the thing that's honestly the reason why I don't think England are going to go far in this tournament, because Southgate makes these decisions that we as fans, like football fans, not even England fans, we as football fans just look at him and just think, what are you doing? Like, fair enough, like, it's covered up with the fact that he won. But why are you not using Grealish? Like, he is one of your most creative players.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
To be fair, some of the players were having a stinker. Raheem Sterling's confidence has to be at one of the low points of his career because he was in front of goal on 2-3 occasions and he tries to turn again or he tries to pass it. Why won't he just shoot? Just
when he did, he scored.
Well, when he shot, he scored. So I don't know what it is when he sees the goal and he's not one-on-one front on. He's not thinking of shooting. But I think definitely England lacked creativity.
No, it was a very dull game.
It was weird of Southgate. Obviously, they've got quite a few right backs in the squad.
They've got the two. Okay, for one, I'm glad you mentioned this part. They had two of the best performing left backs,
and they played
in the squad.
Trippier.
And they played Trippier at left back. Who does that?
Who's a right back? And I'm thinking, okay, well maybe he wants to look for Harry Kane on a big diagonal, or he wants Trippier to go on his right foot and switch it really quick. Because Trippier, don't get me wrong, he can ping a pass.
Yeah, he can ping a pass.
Very good on the ball, very good at. But Trippier was kind of having to use his right foot to play passes down the line, and it wasn't really working with Sterling. So I don't know what that. I don't know why it was that play.
The whole debate was who's going to start, Luke Shaw, Ben Chilwell, and then Southgate just pretty much goes like, okay, fuck all of you guys.
Screw all of you.
You're wrong.
Not that. The opposite.
Trippier, that guy.
I'm going to throw a spanner in. It's going to land in the engine bay and hit something out of place, and it's not going to work anymore. Not that it worked before, because they've won nothing. But
not since the 1960s.
What do we think of the France-Germany game?
Well, if you haven't watched it should be up by now.
If you haven't seen our YouTube or our TikTok or our Instagram,
just link
at
below.
Football Discuss. At Football Discuss, one word on YouTube. You'll find it.
Yeah. Football Discuss _ on Instagram.
We did a live watch along of
France vs Germany.
The France vs Germany game.
Yeah. It was a interesting game. I'd say that's the best way I can put it. Like there's a lot to take from it, I feel. For one, France, it's scary because they defended well, they got their goal, they won, and the way I look at it is they could play so much better. Yeah. And I think that's a scary thing because Germany's not a bad side. Like, no, not at all. And to be able to, it's a typical saying, the sign of champions is to win games when you're not playing that well. And that's exactly what they did. Yeah. They didn't play that well, but they still got the goal. Albeit it was an own goal, but they did also have a bunch of chances where caught offside.
They were caught offside a few times with big chances. Mbappe had that great run and then obviously caught offside. But I think Didier Deschamps played it well because obviously he played Kante, Pogba, and Rabiot strictly in midfield, and then they had Antoine Griezmann also work. He was, I think, offensively he didn't play a great game.
He was off the ball, yeah.
But defensively, he was the unsung hero of that game because he was working hard. Different corners of the pitch, tracking back, just making tackles everywhere, just being that real annoyance on the pitch. Yeah. So if I'm on the ball, I haven't got a second because Griezmann's breathing down my neck.
Yeah, and
so I think because a team like Germany, they'll attack well. They're well-drilled players that can pick a pass from here to anywhere really. So you have to play defensively, otherwise they will catch you out.
Pogba played amazing.
Pogba had a fantastic game.
He had the game of his life.
Where's that Pogba for United?
Exactly. It makes all of us wonder why he hasn't.
Where is that
done
Pogba?
That for Man United? But we say, how can he not do that for Man United? At the end of the day, he's got world class players around him at France. Yeah. At Man United, I'm a Man United fan, and I can say this: we don't have that many world class players around him. You got Bruno, but these world class players need other world class players to help them out, and it just shows what happens.
It just needs to click essentially. I think in France for him it clicks.
France have not lost the game with Pogba and Kante in midfield.
No, and I think that's for good reason. I think as soon as you put players around him that work really hard, guys like Griezmann, guys like Mbappe, guys like Kante, obviously, that'll work really hard around him, and even guys like Lucas Hernandez. Lucas Hernandez made the 100-meter sprint basically from left back to the left wing to receive that beautiful pass from Pogba that set up the Hummers own goal. So I think, you know, if Pogba's playing like that all tournament, France look.
Well, that's
really
the
good.
thing is, he said in an interview, he mentioned the fact that at France he's got more freedom to play than he does at Man United, and like that's true. He's being given defensive duties at Man United, and that's why he's not playing as well, because he has to focus on that side of his game, which isn't the strong suit of his game. Yeah. But France are getting the best out of him. I'm glad.
France, they're getting really good.
I'm glad, and they, like we said, so I do think they still need to kick on. They will kick on. It'll come. Germany, on the other hand, I personally was still impressed with them. I think the first half, they started off better. I think they definitely did start off the game a lot better.
First 20 minutes they were all over France.
Yeah, but they just didn't have the cutting edge, which was my main concern for them.
They couldn't finish as well.
Yeah, it was. They did have a few near misses.
Yeah.
Gnabry, Muller.
Yeah.
But that's going to be like the problem. They were really good on the ball. They kept possession really well. They made their passes. But when they got to the final third, it just really seemed like they just didn't know what they were doing. Yeah. Like, they didn't know, like, who should they now play the pass to? Who should we cross it in? Like, it just didn't look like they had an outlet up front. And they brought on Werner in the second half, and he didn't really change that either.
Volland, and he was even worse.
Yeah, so that's going to be the problem for Germany. I would love for them to adopt like a Man City way of playing. So obviously this last season, the way they did things is they didn't play with an out-and-out striker. Obviously Aguero wasn't in the team, but what they did was they just have so many players around them who's capable of scoring. So just let everyone score. You know, don't have like one main man. Yeah. You just rely on your wingers, rely on your midfielders. I'd love to see Germany try something like that, because I think they've got plenty of players on the wings and other spots that can score goals. You know, the likes of Sane, the likes of Gundogan. Gundogan was from Man City as well, so I would love to see that happen.
Yeah,
but
moving forward in terms of other fixtures as well, we spoke about Germany's lack of finishing. Mm-hmm. The other team that stood out to me as being unable to finish, and we spoke about this in the first podcast, Spain.
Pain.
Spain without the S is pain. And pain is what Luis Enrique would have been feeling
every time
when Morata gets on the ball in front of the three sticks. The guy can't finish.
No, and
he can't finish.
And it's going to be a problem for them. It was a problem leading up to the Euros. You saw it in the friendlies. He was already shitting the bed, but
look, we said it in the first episode.
Which if you haven't seen, please. It will be.
Do us a favor.
You know what? I learned that on YouTube. I know how to put the links up, so it's going to be in the top corner somewhere there. Yeah, somewhere. It's either this one or this one. I can't. It's going to be there.
It's going to be here somewhere.
It's going to be there.
Spain dominated Sweden.
They did.
Had 85% of the ball.
Yeah.
Had 15 shots. What else can you do except for put it in the back of the net, damn it? Like, we won't speak of that too long because there's not much more to say. If you have that many shots, at least one or two of them should be going in. You're a world-class footballer. You make more than I'll ever dream of making. Please, just
for the
finish, man. Please,
for the love of God, just one. Just one. They all ask for one. That's all it needs. Is just one.
Just one goal. That's it.
When you have 85% possession, all you need is just one.
Just the one.
And they didn't get that.
They didn't. They almost conceded the one.
Yeah, and I told you that's why I believe they're not going to go that far this tournament. Like,
we'll see.
There is much to be seen. It's like we said. This is
early doors.
Right at this
first
point.
And second match days.
Yeah. Second match days are only just like starting up.
Portugal versus Hungary. Talk to me about your thoughts.
We watched that match before we watched the France Germany game.
Watch along,
Yeah, and all right, so they won 3-0.
Yeah.
But we watched the game, and it was not a 3-0 game.
No.
Not in the slightest.
No.
They got a deflected goal for the first goal. A very jammy deflected goal.
Proper
penalty.
FIFA stuff.
A penalty for the second goal. And the third goal was good.
Third goal was class.
Ronaldo, around the
but
keeper.
At that point, you're 85, 86 minutes in. You're 2-0 down where you shouldn't really deserve 2-0 down. And it just... You drop your head and you go, okay, what's the point? We're in the group of death. After this, we have to go and play France, and then we have to go and play Germany. What is the point?
Yeah.
We're all here to have fun, have some bevs, let's get around each other. What's the point?
And that's what makes it worse, that they didn't play that well.
Hungary played so well for 80 minutes.
They played well, but Portugal did not play that well.
Portugal weren't that great.
No, they had a few chances. Ronaldo missed a sitter in the first half. Bruno had his shot from outside the box saved really well by Galacci.
That was a good save.
But besides that, they just
didn't look cohesive.
No.
They didn't look for the talent, for the players that they've got. They didn't really look as good as they should look.
No.
Diogo Jota had a rough game. I think if you're managing Portugal, do you bring on Felix instead? At the end of the day, it's, you haven't got time to muck about. It's not a full season of football. Yeah. So I think a manager needs to be brave there and just make a change.
Yeah. And it's what we've been saying for a while. Portugal just look like a team of individuals. They don't look like a team, They just look like a bunch of players who have the quality to do something. But it's what I've always said about Man United is that we're a team that don't score team goals. We just have players who are capable of doing, insane shit, and then that's what we win off, just a moment of brilliance, and you can't rely on that. You have to, you can't always rely on that.
No.
And you got to be able to, score these team goals, work together as a team, because it's a team game. And I just don't think Portugal look like a team, and it's also why I think Germany will beat Portugal, I think
so. By
what we've seen, I think Germany will beat Portugal. They will finish second behind France. They'll make it out the group. But Portugal was seen as a lot of people's favorites, but
I didn't see it.
I saw it just based on what everyone else.
Last Euros,
and based on the team they have. The team they have should be performing a lot better.
Definitely.
Should be playing amazing.
Definitely.
But, let us know if you did see the Portugal game, what you thought. If you thought about the same thing. Leave a comment
if you think 3-0 was a fair result for Hungary. Leave a comment, and we'll find you.
Yeah, we'll chat to you.
We'll out you.
Yeah, because it's not true.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. We've got here Netherlands. They were my flops of the tournament.
They haven't looked like flops so far.
They haven't, but
they haven't looked
to be
like
fair,
flops.
So at the time of filming this, they did just play last night against. Who was it? We're just trying to look for the fixtures. Who did they play against? I'm having a mind blank at who they played last night.
Austria. They beat Austria 2-0.
Convincing win. I was saying this. So based on their first game, I didn't think it was that convincing. It was the same thing. It was 3-1, 3-2, 3-2. It was 3-2 against Ukraine. Okay. So their first goal was a keeper mess up. Keeper spilled it. Wijnaldum got the rebound. The third goal was good. Dumfries did get the header, from what I can't remember exactly the second goal that Netherlands scored, but it was also another keeper mess up.
They did clutch up in the final minute, which is always good.
Yeah,
to keep pushing.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a bit similar to the Portugal game. I wouldn't say as much as the Portugal game, but they did look a lot better. A lot better than they actually were.
I think they look okay.
A bit lucky.
They're not dominating teams.
No.
They're not holding the ball for 70-80% of possession like Spain will. But in terms of getting in good positions, they do it. In terms of having athletic players to run up and down the wing to put balls in, they're doing it. Mm-hmm. Do I think they're gonna challenge for the title? Not at all.
No.
But I think they make it out the group and maybe pass around to 16. Yeah, sure.
We did say that. I did say that when I said they were underdogs. They'll make it out the group just because the group that they're in isn't anything special.
No, it's not.
Put them in the group of death, then they would have made it out. But
switch them out for Hungary and they're not making it out the group.
No chance. But like I said, they would make it out the group, but they haven't convinced me yet, and I don't think they will they'll do much past the group stages. I'll still stick with that, and my thoughts haven't changed on that so far.
No, neither.
You said Germany were going to flop, and so we've already covered that part.
Yeah, I said Germany was going to flop. I still stand by that.
Do you still think they're not going to make out the group stage?
Yeah, Hungary's going to whip them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-0, double figures easily. Hungary's best team on
Galachi on the score sheet.
Galachi on the score sheet twice.
Yeah, at least.
At least,
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can't name any other Hungarian players. Sorry to anyone who's Hungary who's listening to this.
I'm sorry to anyone Hungarian.
We just don't know your players.
It was unfortunate that you got placed in that group.
You did get us all excited when you took the lead, but it was given for offside against Portugal.
That was exciting, yeah.
That got us off our seats for sure.
That was exciting. But other than that, try to play for 90 minutes and not 80.
Yeah.
Is what I'll say.
Yeah.
It's a 90-minute game, not 80.
Yeah. If it was 80...
If it was 80, brilliant.
Great.
We're all talking about it.
Sick.
Fantastic.
But,
amazing. Great.
Yeah. Well, I reckon we should have a look at the game fixtures coming up tonight. What are the fixtures coming up tonight? We have...
So I'm gonna shout out a fixture and you give it no thought. Give me your winner. Give me a score.
All right.
Okay, so we've got Sweden-Slovakia.
Sweden-Slovakia, that is a 1-0 game to Sweden.
Oh, even after... Oh, okay.
1-0 game.
Okay. Croatia-Czech Republic.
Croatia-Czech Republic, 1-1.
1-1.
We haven't even touched on Czech Republic
1-1.
yet.
If Patrick Schick can do that again 1-1, but I doubt it.
No, I'm telling you.
I think Croatia beat them 2-0. Just saying.
Okay, all right.
I think.
Hey, you're telling me to name off these results, real quick, all right?
England-Scotland, big one.
England-Scotland, that is going to be a 2-1 win to England.
Ooh, you think Scotland getting on the score sheet? It's nuts.
Yeah, Harry Kane bags both because he's going to be my fucking top scorer. Because he fucked it against Croatia, missing an empty net. Just got to say, we both predicted. So he predicted Benzema to be top goal scorer. I predicted Kane.
It's still going to happen.
To be top scorer. They both haven't scored.
It's going to happen.
They haven't looked like... Well, Benzema did score an offside goal.
Yeah, they all but we're counting those.
All right, sure.
Hungary and France.
4-0.
4?
This is when France are gonna look at themselves and they're gonna be like, all right, we got to step it up a bit. I'm sorry, Hungary. You're just gonna get caught in the crossfire. It's gonna be annihilation. It's like if it's not you, it's gonna be Portugal later on.
It's gonna be 4-0 with Benji Pavard on the score sheet.
Benzema all 4.
Benzema all 4.
Just to help me out.
5th one offside. It is what it is. Portugal Germany.
Portugal Germany. I see that as a 2-1 win to Germany.
I agree with that, but I think it'll be 1-0 Germany.
1-0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spain and Poland.
Spain and Poland will be a 2-0 win to Spain.
Okay. Brazy.
Morata not on the score sheet. Not even close to
well,
being
Morata, he'll have 7 shots, but...
I think David De Gea has more chance of him scoring from a goal kick than Morata does from, one-on-one with the keeper.
David De Gea didn't start either of the games.
Yeah, I know. And he'll still have a better chance of coming off from the bench and taking a goal kick and scoring than Morata does being one-on-one with the keeper. That is how bad his finishing is. How did this man score 20 goals in all competitions before he moved to Chelsea?
I don't know.
How did he finesse this?
He's a good player, but he just can't finish. I feel bad for his girlfriend, wife, partner. Guy cannot finish.
It really
Let him finish.
I think he's just low on confidence, just both in the bed, on the field. It must be what it is.
Morata, if you need help in the bedroom, our DMs are open. We're here for you. If you need help on the pitch, our DMs are open.
Yep.
We will we'll get up off our seats and we'll show you how to,
angles in that.
No, bins.
Bins?
Yeah, bins.
Bins, the ones outside?
Yeah, bins.
Wow.
With bins being said, I think we'll wrap it up here.
We've gone for 36 minutes.
We were going to do a short episode, but we've waffled a little bit.
I didn't even think we were going on for that long.
No, but there was a lot of things that needed to be said. There was a lot of things here that needed to be said, that needed to be, the transfer news. As much as we want to make this about the Euros, the transfer news is important. Mm-hmm. It's what's happening now, so we did want to cover it.
Yep, and I think the go-to for the rest of these Euros is we're going to come back and film episodes after each match day. And then once we hit like the knockout stages after the round of 16s, we'll do another episode. Quarterfinals, another episode. Kind of that kind of thing.
It'll be fun.
And all the transfer news, because obviously as the transfer window is open, everything that happens, we'll be covering that as well. But obviously it does take time to make these episodes. It does take time to edit. So to keep into the loop, follow us on the Instagram. Follow us on
TikTok.
We're not on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're thinking, we're a bit edgy if we're going to use Twitter.
Leave a comment or DM us and tell us if you use Twitter, because we're on the fence about using Twitter.
None of us have really had an experience using Twitter.
Let us know if you use it. But definitely follow us on, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram. Stay up to date with what is going on in football. Get our opinion on it. We are the funniest people on these platforms, without 100%. A doubt in my mind.
Yeah. All links will be down in the description. And yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you soon.
Catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Adios. That was
class.
That was
class.
That was 1,000.